Hello everyone and welcome back to Maybe a Game a Day, episode 57. And once again, we're gonna play some old games that we're gonna bundle together because there's just no point in playing these games separately. And as you can see on your screens, the first game we're gonna play today is Test Drive. The first Test Drive is gonna be so cool, and I thought it's gonna be so cool. All three games that I'm gonna play today are gonna be DOS games. These are so old. I think these are gonna be the oldest games on the channel, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to check that. This is the first Test Drive, which released in 1987, which, yeah, I believe that one's gonna be the oldest game we have on the channel. And I'm just gonna try and play a time trial on all three games. You can see which cars we can choose in the first Test Drive. Cool cars, supercars. You don't have normal cars like, I don't know, some BMWs, Audis, and Mercedes and Toyotas. You just have the supercars. So we're gonna play this one. Obviously, it's a DOS game, as I said. Test Drive started just with the time trials and racings, but then you have all the others. You have the off-road series, which we played the first off-road on the channel. Then you have the Unlimited series, which are probably, I would say, in the top 5 games ever that I played. I love Test Drive, Unlimited and Unlimited 2. These games are published, and they were published by Accolade, but then they were bought by Infogrames, which is later called Atari, and Atari is, you know, it worked on all the games up until Unlimited 2. I don't know if they worked on Ferrari Legends. I didn't play that one. The last one I played was Ferrari. The last one I played was Unlimited 2, which is probably one of my favorite racing games ever. So we're seeing this is a time trial, and there's not much to see. You only need to be careful about the other vehicles on the road. You have to avoid them, and that's it. There's one other thing, and that's fuel. You have to go to a gas station to refuel every now and then, and basically that's it. So you just drive left, right, and then occasionally stop, refuel, and go back on your way. So, as I said, we are deep. We're nearing 60 episodes on the channel. It's gonna be 2 months pretty soon. This is the end of February, and we're gonna dive into March in 2 days. And we're still going. This is the gas station I was talking about. There's a nice, on the bottom right, there's a nice gear animation, which is so cool. And now we're at the gas station, so you can see there's some stats or something here that you can read, and then the game lets you go on your way, which is so cool. There's not many games nowadays that utilize the fuel mechanic, but this one, it does. So we're gonna go back on the road in a sec. For some reason, these games work so slow. I thought they're gonna work a lot quicker, and I didn't find anything on the web about the games working slow, but it's fine. I mean, we have this first game, Test Drive, which released in 87. Then we have the second one is released in 89, and the third one is released in 1990. And that third one was released only for MS-DOS. And then from that game on, we had in 1997, so like 7 years apart, we had the Off-Road, the first game in the Off-Road series, which released for MS-DOS and the first PlayStation. But the first game and the second game, of course, they released for all these Amiga, Atari, Commodore 64, PS98, Sega Genesis, and all these older consoles that we had. So you're avoiding, as I said, and the graphics, I can't compare this to anything really, especially on the channel. The oldest racing game we had is probably Need for Speed, the first one, but that one is like, I don't know, like 6 years newer than this one, so we really can't compare these two games, which would be, if you ask me, pretty unfair. So, and now basically we're just waiting to get to the next gas station, and I think you have like 3 gas stations, and then it's over. I'm not really sure. I mean, I never played these games, and it's, if you look at it now, I mean, these games are so old. So it's like 40 years old. So if you want to play them now, there's no content. You have like a few cars, a few tracks, sceneries, whatever, and there's nothing much you can do except go left and right and crash. And we're gonna play the first 3 test drives today, but only the first one works with the controller. So the second one and the third, I had to use my keyboard for some reason. I don't know why. But they lack the content, and you know, nowadays when you play a racing game, you expect a lot of cars. If it's an open world, a big world. If it's not an open world, you expect a lot of tracks, you know, and you expect some tuning, some customizations, but these games, they lack that. But what do you want to have in a game that's more than 30 years old? So we're in a pit stop again, or shall I say the gas station, and I think you're gonna go again and then you have to stop again on the fuel station. So this is where we're gonna start with the test drive 1, and we're gonna jump to the test drive 2. So this one, I would say the Accolade did a good job. It released just a year later, so it's, you know, it's not that newer. It's basically the same principle, the same system, same mechanics. You drive left and right, and you need to stop at the gas station to refuel. And I think there's more cars on this one, and you have the option to drive versus computer. So that's basically it. And I had the version with just these 2 cars for some reason, so we are gonna choose, what do you think, Ferrari or Porsche? I think we're gonna go with Porsche. We're gonna go with Porsche. Ferraris are good, but I'm not a fan actually, so don't kill me please, but I like Porsche more. So we have just one scenery. I don't know, probably this is like a game with no DLC cars or anything like that. We're gonna tune up the difficulty a little bit, and we're gonna start. So it looks a little better. There's more colors, I would say, on this one, but that's about it. Nothing more. And of course you just go left, right, not like me, don't crash. You have 5 lives, so you just go left and right and try to avoid the cars and try to stop at the gas station to refuel. So sounds, let's talk about the sounds. Well, the first 2 games, it's 8-bit, and there's nothing more you can do. I mean, this game's released in the 80s. I mean, it was the end of the 80s, but you know, nonetheless 80s. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, and all of these sounds, you know, I think I'm gonna have a headache with all these you know, beeping sounds, but I just wanted you guys to hear how it sounded in the 80s. So I'm doing a good job so far, just avoiding these cars. Oh, I think there's a gas station, and I don't know how long you can go without refueling. But I'm gonna try to go as... Okay, I'm out of gas. Hope you enjoyed the walk. Oh my god. Okay, that's cool. So you lose a life when you don't stop at the gas station, but I think I'm gonna... Okay, so I'm gonna restart from that gas station. Okay, that's good. So the interiors of the cars, I don't know how the 959 looks, but I would say it looks okay. And yeah, there were 2 cars, I just didn't know what to do. So I don't know if you're gonna like the TD1 and TD2, and we have TD3 to play, and that one is newer, but there's none of the like radical changes that you're gonna notice like at the first time you see the game. But I wanted just to try and show these games because we're gonna play some newer test drive games, and then we can compare how do. Oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna jump to Test Drive 3 after this big crash. Right off the bat, you can hear that the sounds were much better than in the first two games, but I'm gonna let you decide, is the graphics better or worse? Still, no story, just you drive left and right, you avoid the other cars, and you stop at the gas station. Just, I noticed in this one the interiors are more detailed, and it took me some time to check what was the change gear button, because this is DOSBox and I just didn't, touch anything. I just jumped into the game. So I'm back at the main menu and I'm gonna restart. So in this game I didn't have anything to choose. I had a few cars and I just had one course, one scenery pack. So you have Vipers. We're using this Chevy, and the music is better. The sounds are better, but it's so boring, and I just jumped and I crashed. Okay, that wasn't too good, but I mean, yeah, we jumped. I don't know how did I jump, but and I just jumped over a cop, right? And they're chasing me now, and I crashed again. And I have just 3 lives left. So I don't know if they're actually chasing me or are they just rolling about. As I was saying, these games, I bet they were pretty good at the time, but I know the Test Drive series and I love, the later games. So I'm gonna like these two. They're just too old. I mean, they're not bad games, don't get me wrong. They're just too old for me to play right now and to have some fun. But I believe that these games were pretty popular when they released. So I'm not gonna say ever that these games are bad, because I know the Test Drive. Oh, I got the ticket. So yeah, they were chasing me. 77 mph. Oh yeah, I was going pretty fast. So I didn't really know that you can get a ticket. That's not present in the first two games. I mean, I never encountered that. But to be honest, I played these games probably 15 minutes altogether, maybe more. Let's say 30 minutes, all 3 games. Because I just didn't have that much fun, but I just wanted to show them. And we're gonna have, of course, the later Test Drive games. There's 4, there's 5, there's 6, and there's Overdrive. And we have the Off-Road sub-series with Off-Road 2 and 3, because we have the first game on the channel already, and it's gonna be linked at the end of the video. You can check that one out. And then, of course, we have the Unlimited series. We have the first game and the second game. Is that a cow? That was a cow. Oh my god, what happened? I'm off-road. I think yeah, this is weird. Yeah, I'm off-roading now and my Vipers are on. Press F6, okay, I'm not on the road though. I mean, I pressed F6, but I'm still off-roading in my Chevrolet. Okay, we are off-roading. This is not Test Drive off-road, but we're going off-road. And I'm gonna stop here. So hopefully you like this one more than I did, and if you did, you can leave a like, you can leave a dislike, whatever works for you. You can subscribe, that's gonna help the channel, of course. And of course, I want to say come back tomorrow. There's gonna be a new episode. Maybe you're gonna like that one more. And of course, I'm gonna say thank you for watching. If you watched this episode this long, you're awesome. Thank you for that, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.